A lot of times the clients will come to me because they've lost somebody close to them and they just can't get over it. They're stuck in that kind of shock and denial and the sense of, my God, they're gone. And when they're in that place, I always ask them a couple of questions. I'm like, can you hear their voice? Do you remember the last time you hugged them? Can you feel that? If you were to ask them a question right now, do you know exactly what they'd say? And to all those questions, they're like, yeah, I can hear their voice. I can still feel them and smell them when I hug them. And if I asked them a question, especially if it was mom or dad, yeah, I know exactly how they'd react. And I said, do you see? They're not gone. They're there. Always. When you've had a strong connection with somebody, we never lose them unless we choose to kind of take that victim position and push them away. We're actually pushing them away. And so when we ask those simple questions, they're completely with us all day, every day. And that's really where the acceptance comes in is, my God, I've never lost them. They're always here. And all I have to do is remember what it was like to hug them, what it was like to hear their voice, and that's it. And when you do that, there's a magic that happens. It's happened to me several times since my parents have died. And in one instance, it was my mom. It was a year or so ago. I was doing a photo shoot, redoing my website and everything. And as soon as I got there, like I hadn't really felt the presence of my mom in a long time. And as soon as I got there, like started setting up and they're standing me against the wall, and I saw and felt my mom. Like she was sitting in the chair looking at me, smiling. And the photographer, because of our history, addiction history and stuff, we could be open. I was like, this is the weirdest thing. I haven't felt the presence of my mom in, God, years. And she's like there. Well, here's what happened. A little bit later, my marketing director came in. And because I'm an emotional mastery coach, I help people with divorce, anything emotional, pain, trauma, stress, anxiety, fear, relationship issues, parenting issues, anything that's emotional. That's my expertise. He said, can you show me the stages of growth of what it's like to be broken and hurt and at your worst? Do you remember when you were there? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can go there. He's like, but no, can you go back to that moment of your total brokenness? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I said, just give me a minute. We changed the music and I allowed emotion to hit me. And then I realized why I saw and felt my mom. I'm gonna cry even now. What came over me was the day I was 10 years old, woke up and found my mom passed out naked on the toilet. It's when I found out she was an alcoholic. It just broke my heart. It was a devastating experience. And I just lost it. I let it all hit me and I just broke. I was bawling. And if you go look at my website, you'll see it. You'll see it says feel different, and there are 3 or 4 pictures, and on the left side you see me in a black suit and I'm just destroyed. And then you see me in a blue shirt. It's the transformation. It's the process. And so, that's what I want to show people is, look, you want to get to happiness, you got to go back to the pain. And that's why my mom was there. She was there to help me through it. Like, I've reconciled it. You can't reconcile that stuff until you go back to it. And so my mom was there with me, just like she was when I was 10 years old. Here, 40 some years later, she's there, holding my hand, going, it's okay. You can get through this, Kenny. I was perfectly imperfect. I loved you. I adored you. But that's the best I could do as a mom. I was miserable too. So, as an alcoholic, obviously I didn't hear those words, but I know, because I know the process. I know that's exactly why she showed up. And it was okay. It's okay for me to break down. It's okay for me to go back to those moments. And the same thing will happen to you. When you get that acceptance, Those people you love and adore will just pop up at the right time. You'll feel their presence. They've never left you. And they'll show up when you need them most. And that's when I needed my mom most, because for me to help others overcome their emotional pain, I have to be willing to show mine. I have to be willing to show the process. So she already knew what my marketing guy was going to say. Look, I need to see it. And so the whole photo shoot was, okay, what's it like to be broken? What's the recovery process like? Which is like this, it's up and down. And then where do you get to when you work through it? And so if you look at my website, that's the transformation. And so my point to you is, if you're having a hard time accepting the loss, maybe it's a relationship. It never leaves you. That man or woman you adored, you can still remember those tender moments. You can be in love with the memory, but no longer in love with the person. It's okay. And if it's a parent or brother, sister, friend, they're with you. And they'll show up, just like my mom did, with that same magic, to be there, to walk you through that tough time, support you and love you like they always did, in their perfect imperfections. All you have to do is accept them and recognize they're here. They never leave. They only leave if I choose to push them away, play the victim, and not face the emotional connection. So anyway, if you've been struggling with letting somebody in, if you've been struggling with letting somebody go, they're not gone. Just accept the truth that they're here with you all the time. And they're gonna show up, just like my mom showed up for me. They're gonna show up and allow you to express your heart, so you can help others and you can help yourself and you can recover. That's how it works. There's only one way to happiness. Only one way. Gather emotional mastery in your painful moments. And when you do, that's every single time. Just like on my website, that's the transformation for every single person. What stops it is when we push away becoming an expert and gaining the skills and tools to have emotional mastery. Then we're stuck in purgatory. That's most people. They're stuck, if you look at my website, they're stuck, me in the black suit, breaking down, bawling my eyes out. That's where most people are stuck, and then they put the mask on every day. Breaks my heart. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be there. You just have to make the choice and go on the journey. And the toughest part is making the choice. But as soon as you do, you realize, oh my God, this is a piece of cake. It's not that difficult. It's staying in the purgatory. The purgatory is what kills us all. So, at any rate, I hope you're having a good Sunday. And I hope, if you've been having a hard time accepting the loss of somebody, that those little questions will help you accept them, embrace them, and then wait for the magic that'll show up in your life when they're there to be the support that you need in that moment on your journey. All right, have a great day, everyone.